23 volunteers. They repeated the experiment that was done on my cells, and they showed that these normal males, before they received the active ingredient in this juice, that their cells were uniformly, easily susceptible and infected by the AIDS virus, and work done at Southern Research Institute. I keep emphasizing that to try to show that other people independently have confirmed and done work other than someone as enthusiastic as I am about it because I got involved in it, and the company that would obviously have a bias, potentially biased or vested interests. Dr. Cologne took those 23 volunteer cells before they received it, and they infected, and she saw the degree of infection, and then after they had been on this for a week at different dosages, she showed that proportional to the dose, the virus infectivity went down until it was blocked. Another very important thing is she showed that in combination with AZT, that 1/20th the dose of AZT was just as virucidal in these standard test model tissue culture systems as the full dose of AZT.
Aloe vera lowers the toxicity and also the dosage requirements for AZT and other drugs, and allows them to take lower doses.
The real significance of that is that AZT is antiviral, but to get it clinically effective, you get the potential of bone marrow and liver toxicity and the side effects of AZT. Carrington Laboratory, under the direction of Dr. McAnally, went through our FDA to get permission to do a double-blind placebo study in Europe. It was done in Belgium by Dr. Klumek, who I understand was one of the original people to identify the AIDS syndrome in African patients. The double-blind placebo was done in Belgium. It's been completed. The statistics have been done on it, and this full results has not been reported. All this information has been given to the Belgian government and their consortia over there, and it's under the consideration and in the process for the equivalent of what we would have in this country of FDA approval for the European Common Market.
The studies that were done in Belgium, where aloe was compared against AZT, were equally as efficacious as the AZT, but without the toxicity.
One of our AIDS patients, I think you've heard about, and I'll show you the CAT scans in a few minutes, came up with a malignancy, and in combination with the routine therapy, he had an incredible response. The material in this plant turns on the defensive intracellular mechanisms to fight against not only viruses but against tumors.
The gastroenterologist did a HIV test on me, and it came up positive, and suspected that I had liver cancer, but they did biopsies, and the specialists weren't able to get the tissue they needed, and Dr. Pulse did the 5th biopsy under computer-assisted tomography, and they found 17 tumors in my liver, and gave me 4 to 21 days to live.
These are multiple sections of a patient's liver. Each of the dark spots is a tumor mass. The oncologist treating him, I was told, said he had about 4 to 6 weeks to live.
I was told that no one had ever developed liver cancer to the point that I had. I mean, to call my lawyer and call my folks and call my priest.
Anyway, each one of these round masses within the liver that are dark vary from the size of a grape to a grapefruit, about 20 in number, and this was in April of 1988. We have series over a period of time taken at 4 months as these masses go away and as the liver comes back up to the margin of the ribs.
My appetite was cyclical, but the one thing that was constant was this craving for the aloe. And they documented through CAT scans that my tumors began to reduce, and they hadn't seen any kind of response in any medical literature like that prior to me.
This was taken in November of 1989, and there are some scars in there, but they tell us that there's no evidence of tumor, or if it is, it's insignificant. We have had several other similar patients with various types of tumor. One particularly in mind is a lady in her 30s who came to my office 14 months ago. She was 38 years old. At I believe the age of 33, she had cancer of the breast. Cancer of the breast is an extremely aggressive, bad disease in young women. It's bad in older, but it's even more aggressive in young women. She stood before me looking pregnant due to the excess fluid in her abdomen. She had evidence of tumor metastasis riddling her bones, palpable in the abdomen, in her lungs, and in her liver. I got a call from her husband this week. Her bone scans and her CAT scans show no evidence of tumor. I could go on, patient after patient after patient. I would have never gotten involved. In fact, I was cynical, I was skeptical, and we have run into tons of this along the way. All I can tell you, it's true, and thank God for it. It will be the most important single drug, the most important single step forward in treatment of diseases in the history of mankind.
You have just seen a short summary about some very important medical studies. The results may be of great benefit to you or to the people you work with. More information can be obtained by calling or writing